For years, I stayed behind the camera, building, watching, and learning, trying to understand why some businesses and people grow at exponential rates and others work just as hard and they get nowhere. I'm just now really getting started into this because it's like it's a bunch of things really mixed into one big pot. To be honest with you, I can't just give one answer because it's not a one way go answer. You know, it's a lot of things put into one. I'm just now getting started instead of 5 years ago because it's like it's a lot of fields I had to sit back and learn. You know, I had to study. I had to really understand my craft, and also in that it was a bit of procrastination, a little bit of perfectionism. Um, Sometimes as a creator, I feel like we get a vision in our head on what we want something to look like, and when we're not able to produce it that way, some of us allow that to block us. You know, maybe 5 years ago, had I had a full production team, um, a full manager team, you know, a full set, you know, maybe I would have been done this. But the fact that I had to take the patience to learn everything, to actually gather up the equipment, working minuscule jobs, you know, it took a while to get to this position where I actually have everything in place, both up here and here, for me to be able to bring it to you. So it's like, it's not a universal answer to be like, oh, I'm here in front of you now instead of 5 years ago because I didn't have equipment. Yeah, that's part of the answer, but it's a lot more to it. I didn't have all the equipment. I didn't know how to use all the equipment also. You know, I didn't know how to use all the software. So even when you learn how to use a camera, do you know how to use the software to edit stuff? Do you know what software to use? Do you have the computer to use it? Do you have access to a computer to use it frequently? You know, in a timely manner. It took me time to get in a position where, okay, I got the computer at home. Okay, I got all the little accessories to be able to do the photo editing and, you know, have the software and, you know, have the camera. And people love calling when you get stuff going. See, that's why I say, like, it's all good. It's just potential scam. Don't worry. They looking for me. They looking for me. They want me bad. Boy, they want me bad. Boy, they want me bad. Boy, they want me bad. If somebody was to watch my comedy, one thing I think people would misunderstand about me is, um, um, that's a deep question because when I think about it, it's really like, to me, it's so many lanes of comedy of which I could hit. I know I'm gonna be misunderstood because we live in an era where true art, you can't create true art at its true essence anymore because everybody got an opinion and everybody come from different backgrounds and everybody have different tolerance of what bothers them and what hurt their feelings. So to me, the biggest thing I think people would misunderstand about my comedy, if I had to pinpoint one, I'd say like my dark humor, I guess. Like certain things that bother y'all or that would hurt y'all, like I hurt different. Everybody not built the same. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm macho, I'm the toughest man on earth, because God knows I don't have my tears. But what I'm saying is, I see comedy in things that other people hurt off of, you know? And that don't mean I'm gonna laugh just because you lose a loved one. I'm not saying that. But I don't have times where I lost loved ones and I can't cry when I lose somebody, but I see other people hurting and I can make a joke off of something. You know, like I can't act right at funerals. You know what I'm saying? Like I crack little jokes. I'm like, damn, boy, she got a fat hat. She knew damn well if he was alive, he wouldn't let her wear that hat here. You know what I'm saying? Like, she bogus as hell for wearing them Balenciaga boots. Like, she wearing them fat ass pants. Like, yeah, I just say shit that I ain't got no business saying, and sometimes it rub people wrong, and sometimes it don't. Sometimes, like most times, I joke on myself to break the air, you know, because everybody don't like being a butt of a joke. So sometimes I sacrifice myself. I fire myself up. I give it to myself. Let other people have a joke. You know, let them have a good little laugh. You know what I'm saying? I can find comedy in everything, even in my own downfalls, even in my own painful thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just operate on a level where I can understand pain and I can process it different and at a fast pace. You know what I'm saying? And I can see humor. Like, I can look at a loved one in the casket and think like, boy, whoever cut his hair bogus as hell, boy. Boy, like, you know, goddamn, boy, got that peak right there, boy. You know, I just be looking like everything can be a joke to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just find something to laugh at about everything. And when I was younger, I used to run into a lot of trouble behind that because you ever heard, like, it's a time and place for everything? That's true, but, like, imagine walking in a cancer center and everybody hurting. You know, that's how I always seen comedy. Like, imagine walking in this situation and everybody hurting. Like, don't nobody want to be miserable. Like, ain't nobody trying to, like, sit there and be doled out. Like, I don't want to live like that. So I always been like, I'm going to crack jokes. I'm going here and, like, just be funny. And that used to get me kicked out of certain places. You know, class, events, and shows. You know, I don't give a damn. I'm going to do what I got to do. You feel me? Like, but one thing they can never say is I never folded to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that taught me early, like, I'm not gonna be accepted by everybody. Everybody not gonna like me. I had people who don't like me just because I was a funny dude. You feel me? Just because I made other people laugh, certain people didn't like me. You know, and I always thought, like, I used to be young. I was like, oh, I could change that. Or, you know, maybe I make you laugh, you know. But nah, some people in life just won't like you because you are who you are. You do what you do. You feel me? And that don't mean you should try to change who you are to make them feel good in their skin. No offense, fuck them. Honestly, that's another thing that helped me up when it came to comedy. As I got older, I realized, like, you started seeing comedians getting jumped on, like, all kind of weird shit. And it's like, I never wanted to be the type. I don't play like that. Like, I'll fuck around and lose my life or lose my life in prison fucking around out here like that. Like, I don't play that. Like, I'm respectful. I understand boundaries with comedy. But in my eyes, if you come to a show where it's comedy, expect to laugh, expect to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Don't come here on no macho man shit, cause leave that for the streets. Go to the streets. You know, a nigga left the streets a long time ago and stepped into comedy so I could laugh and have a good time. If I wanted to still have that street environment, shit, I would have stayed in the streets. That's why I went into comedy, so I could laugh and have a good time. I don't fuck with people who don't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the type of dude I am. Um, I understand personal space. I don't like comedians who go around and invading space and doing weird. Like, that's weird to me. Like, I understand you may be funny and shit, but it's like, it gotta have boundaries to it. It's still like the real world. That's why some people react the way they do to us. But at the same time, what he do over there, that don't mean that shit going on over here. That don't mean it fly over here. So that's one thing about my comedy. I feel like a lot of people could misunderstand too. Is like, don't bring a vibe that another person created into what I got going on, and I won't bring what somebody else got going on into the vibe we got going on. If somebody was to only be able to see my business work and miss out on my comedy work, you miss out on a different side of me, the boisterous side of me, the side of me that can create. I can create a lot, dog. It's like, my comedy funny as hell. Like, I feel like I got a lot of skits and stuff I'm about to drop, and it's like, if you can go home and watch Netflix, I feel like you gonna be able to tune into my skits. You feel me? I'm gonna be relentless. I'm not gonna stop. Like, I wouldn't stop at just my you miss out on a lot. You miss out on a lot of people I'm gonna be able to introduce, because it's not just gonna be me doing my own comedy, you know. I want to put other people on. I want to be able to put other people in position where they get to do their own comedy. I got multiple series coming out. You know, it's a lot that I got going on with comedy that I want people to be able to tap into. And it's not gonna be just comedy. So I don't want people to just consume the business content. I want you to be able to tap into my comedy, my stand-up shows. It's here. My books matter to me so much. Like I'm an author of 40 books. I don't be capping. Ain't no cap in my rap. I'll leave my books. Yeah, that's your boy on the back. Yeah, y'all go buy my books on Amazon. Yeah, go buy my books. Patricia Shabazz, go look me up. Yeah, go buy my books. My books mean so much to me because when I grew up, you got to understand, I didn't grow up with a lot of guidance. I didn't grow up with a lot. So growing up, this was my lot. You know, I had to, this is all my experiences wrapped up in these books. Not saying like every book is about me personally. What I'm saying is each of these books I got right here, each tell a different story about something I had to learn and experience. And I had to study it, dive deep into it, and transform it into something consumable for everybody. My books mean a lot to me because everything I ever had to sit back and observe, study, think about, analyze, I put it all in these books, from law to schoolwork, to agriculture, to economics, to prison reformation. Y'all know the word. Don't do me like that. Come on, baby. From prison reform. It's a lot that goes into these books that I just want y'all to really tap into it. And I even got a series coming out that's based on my books. So we gonna go through all these and break them all down as we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see, I give y'all some corporate theft. I feel like everybody need to go get a copy of Corporate Theft. You know what I'm saying? You out here working, slaving away, doing it. You getting up, getting these jobs, but you don't understand what you need a job for. You don't understand what a job taking from you. You don't understand what you need to do with your money when you working. You don't understand a lot about a job, and that's what corporate theft about. It teach you the tricks about a job. It teach you the type of people you're going to come across in jobs. It's going to teach you the things to stay away from in all job aspects. It's going to teach you how to work yourself up and how to put yourself in position. It's going to teach you what to do with your money outside of work. This book right here, game changer. Game changer. Go get you a copy today. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Stop watching TV all day. Go pick up a book. War on Drugs. Come on now. Come on now. How many of y'all parents was addicted to crack? Addicted to fentanyl, pills, heroin, speed? Come on now. Go get that War on Drugs. It teach you. Let me teach you something. Sick by design. You need to quit eating all them foods. You need to learn what foods to eat. You need to learn what to grow at home. Sick by Design. Come on now. Go get you a copy. Sick by Design. I ain't gonna dive all into it, man, but even this may hit home. The Foster, I'm telling y'all, y'all need to quit playing. Go get y'all some copies today. Y'all think I'm bullshitting. This is really your boy. That's really your boy right there. That's really your boy. That's your boy. It ain't got to zoom in and focus and do all that. Get back on me. Yeah. But go get you a copy, man. Because like I say, my books matter to me because everything I sat back and I analyzed and observed through life, I turned it into information that's consumable for everybody. I didn't want to just sit there and be like, well, this is how I think. This is everything I know. No, I wanted to go write it down, give you facts behind it, give you statistics, show you exactly what I'm talking about. These are the book. If you 16 and you bought every book that I wrote, by the age 20, you will be a millionaire. If you did everything in my books, by the age 20, you'll be a millionaire. That's why my books mean so much to me. You ain't even go over this predatory loan shark. You need to read this by 15. By 15, you need to read this. Before you spend for college and get them college loans, you need to read this. Predatory loan shark. Yeah. This will stop you from so much debt in your life. You will understand the experience that somebody don't had at 40 before you even go out and get a credit card. You need to get this book before you 15. This book right here, Predatory Loan Shark. Yes, sir. Your boy be in here working. Come on now, get back right on me. Don't start acting like that. There we go. But that's why my books mean so much to me, because there's so much information in them that I feel like everybody can get a piece of something that they want to learn in it. You know, I got books on self-development, the cost of being poor. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop at one aspect. I kept going so I could teach as much as possible, so y'all can read as much as possible. If something was forsaken to happen to me, you got all my knowledge in them books. Go buy them today. Music mattered to me so much because you gotta understand, I was doing music before I could speak. My stepdaddy put me in the studio, and I got the CD somewhere in here. It's somewhere in here. I got it put up. But I was doing music before I could talk. That was my first way of being able to express myself creatively as a young boy. You know what I'm saying? So music always was an outlet for me. I'm a fool with that writing, boy. That poetry, boy. I'm a fool, boy. Ain't nobody in the city fucking with me when it come to writing no song. I put, hey, if you feel like you like that, bar for bar, I promise you, I'm the hardest nigga in the city, bar for bar. Uh, but yeah, like, music was my first outlet when it came to getting out here in the world, trying to learn myself, trying to study what I wanted to do. Like, music was my first outlet. Um, I ain't stunting comedy. Comedy is my most natural talent. You know what I'm saying? But music was the first thing I was exposed to before I could even talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to formulate words. Yeah, I got the record, and I'm gonna play it one day for us. But photography and videography means so much to me because I understand what controlling your narrative mean in this world more than ever now. You know what I'm saying? We live in a day and age where everybody want to create your story for you, and if you have the capability of being able to document your life, that's starting to become more valuable than a resume. If somebody could pull up your platform and see, okay, he's built houses, he's worked with customers, he's done this, he's restored classic vehicles. This, it makes it easier for you to get through certain doors. So I feel like now more than ever, understanding photography and videography is going to be bigger and bigger as the years go by, because no matter where you go, it's always somebody on your phone. You go to the airport, people on their phones. You go to the restrooms, people got their phones out. You go to the break rooms, people on their phones. You go into the offices at these jobs, people on their phones. No matter where you go, you on the bus, people on their phones. No matter where you go nowadays, it's people on their phones consuming content. Content is the new way of the world. Now how you package yourself, deliver it, and all that, that varies, and that's the difference between successful and failed content creators. I understand that. And also the algorithm changes. It's a lot that goes into it, but I feel like photography and videography means so much to me because controlling your narrative means so much to the world more than ever. You don't want to be in a situation where anybody around you can just jump on their phone and say something about you or who you are or what you did or this, that, and the third, and you don't have anything to back up who you are as a person. You need to get out here and be able to start presenting yourself to the world to be like, no, this is my character. This is what I do. This is how I move. This is what I naturally think. This is how I naturally like to operate. So when things start going down in life, you know, you can have something to say, well, no, this is typically how I always move. That's abnormal. If I done that, that's very abnormal. Not saying that people don't do things out of the blue days and stuff like that. I understand. But what I'm saying is, most often, you going to come to a point to where if you got power over your content or who you are or how you presenting yourself to the world, you have leverage, and leverage is everything in today's economy. I feel like my interviews matter so much because I feel like in life we go by so many people every day and we not really stopping to really get to know anybody anymore. We in a day and age where social media don't took over, and everybody think we know everybody because you can see their photos on social media. You know, because you can send a text message to somebody you don't know, that you don't really got access to. You think you know everybody, and you think these people your friends, and you so cool. But in reality, it's a lot of people that's going through life and they so messed up and they so mixed up and so behind because we don't stop and have conversations anymore. And that's why I'm so big on interviews. I want to get to know people. I want to sit down and understand like where they come from, what's their backstory, and that's the big part of my interviews. I want to interview people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, entrepreneurs, the so-called low class. You know, I want to get to know everybody because everybody's story creates a bigger story for the next person or the next generation. So I feel like understanding who people are in life opens doors for opportunities for others. You know, I may interview a business owner that fries chicken, but he looking to integrate his business and start having desserts in there, and it may be somebody else I interview that do that cook desserts out their house, but they looking like, you know, I just don't have the money to go do this, and I'd be like, okay, you know, I know what, and he looking at, you know, and that I like that aspect of life, and that's what I want to get back to, and that's why I like the idea of doing my interviews the way I'm gonna do them, and I think a lot of people will be able to get a lot out of it. I learned life is really a perspective thing. And the more you get to sit back and analyze the perspective of others, the more you get to take life um, with a grain of salt. You don't got to necessarily be stressed out about life once you understand, well, you know, I understand it from that perspective, so I don't got to take it so hard. Life is a perspective. Is the cup half empty or half full? It's a perspective thing about life. And once you understand that, you can take life a little bit easier. Things flow a little bit naturally for you in life. And that's why I think my interviews is so major, and I want to really get hammered into doing my interviews. And I hope that y'all get to come along on that journey and learn a lot with me. Education means so much to me, not on a scale of schooling as so much, but self-learning and self-educating, you know, self-studying, like everything in that aspect means so much to me because life to me is monopoly, but we not given the rule book. And if we was given a true rule book, it'd be so long and so thick and so big and constantly changing, you never get done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like maritime admiralty law. It's so many things that once you sit back and start studying the game, you realize that real life is monopoly. It's just the rule book is so thick and so big. It come with policies and laws and common laws, and it's so many things that you gotta go with, and so many things that compete against each other, and then it's all not always about laws. Sometimes you gotta incorporate politics and incorporate timing and incorporate circumstances surrounding it. So life is a very complicated situation, and that's why I'm so big on education and knowledge, because you got to understand a little bit of everything when it comes to education. You got to understand a little bit of math, you got to understand a little bit of science, you got to understand a little bit of history, and you dang sure got to understand a lot of law. Um, and I mean, and when we say law, a lot of people only think courtroom. Yeah, I mean, all law. I mean, I guess it guys back to courtroom, but it's different branches of law. You got family law, you got property law. You know, you got business law. You know, it's different forms of law. So it's like life is monopoly, and we not given a rules and manual on how to play the game. We just born into this world. Well, very few of us are born into this world given a true guide and a true manual on how to really operate and how to really live and thrive within this world. Not just survive, but live and thrive. That's why I'm so big on education. That's why I was so big on creating books and giving out the information. That's why I'm so big on having a message behind everything that I do. Education is very valuable, and if you don't know anything, then you'll go for anything. Um, and that's why I hope people stick with me on this journey to learn. It's a lot in this life that you gotta sit back and understand, but you gotta be willing to learn in order to get ahead. I feel like documenting my life instead of waiting till everything put together is the best thing for me, because too many times we come on these platforms and we see somebody who already don't got it put, like they don't already put everything together. And so you may look at your life and feel like you don't know what you got going on here or there, or you behind, or you should have been done this, and you don't know behind the scenes what these people do for these opportunities, or what's going on for them to get this or to get that, or for this to work out, or for that to go like that. So in my head, it's like I want to bring y'all along with me as I grow and I develop and I work towards my goals. So that way y'all be able to see, well, dang, bro started off here. He didn't. I do have earlier footage of me like years ago. I don't want y'all thinking that, oh, you just doing this now and you ain't got nothing. Like, no, I got years of footage that I just never released any of it. But I'm going to incorporate that out there. Like, I got footage from before I made books. I got footage from before, I got my cars. I got footage. I always had, but I ain't trying to make it like that. Let's not even go there. I really just want to show y'all like what it really looked like to become successful in life. And I may not really make it, and I may, but I want to show y'all my journey, and I want to get feedback. This is an opportunity for everybody to see what real growth look like. I'm gonna buy land. I'm gonna develop the land. I'm gonna buy animals in front of you. It's a lot that is gonna go into this that y'all get to see as I document and grow. Yes, I'm gonna do comedy, but this is more than just comedy. This is more than just music. This is more than just this. You gonna see my business be built up from the ground up. You get to see everything come together. That's what this platform is really about: growth, development, reinvention, uh, turning a new leaf. And even though I'm saying music, comedy, books, interviews, this, and this, it's all connected because it's all the same message. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'll be broken into playlists, and you get to come and see what's going where. I'm gonna do daily uploads. I'm gonna always be here to do something. You know what I'm saying? Get something going by 3 something. But yeah, it is a lot of content. But you gotta think like this: we in a day and age where content really king now. I'm so talented. I'm not gonna trap myself in a box and just say, oh, I'm just gonna do music, or oh, I'm just gonna do comedy. I'm talented at multiple levels of creativity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna produce. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that means I'm putting a bigger load of work on myself, but I believe I'm capable of doing it. If I had one sentence to explain like the connection between all of them, it'd be growth as a human by any means, within morals and values and principles of self. You know what I'm saying? But always growth, always development. Man, like my childhood really wasn't, a lot of us went through similar situations that I went through as a child, like growing up where I came from, like, lights being off, some we had food or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you always dealt with, it was always some shit going on. Like, my uncle suffered from seizures. So, like, I didn't get to really focus on, like, school like everybody else got to focus on school. Like, before the bus would pull up, the ambulance would always be at my house. Like, I'm not trying to over exaggerate it, like, oh, it was every night. Or, nah, but out of a week, it was at least 4 times a week. Like, my uncle was going to the hospital for having a seizure. You feel me? Like, so I grew up quick. Like, I didn't get no childhood. Realized, like, early on in my childhood, I've been dealing with death. Like, my little sister died when I was like 5, not 4, 5 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had one that died earlier than that. You know what I'm saying? I've been dealing with death my whole life. But around about 5 years old, like, I gave up on my childhood. Like, I seen my mama crying over a car hood. And, like, I got old footage of me telling this story. Like, I'm going to put it in here so y'all will be able to see the old footage too. But I seen my mama leaned over the car hood and she was crying like that. And she was just like, like crying and something like, what's wrong, mama? And she was like, you know, You died, you know. And I turn around and I remember like, you know how they understand? Like I was just playing tag and shit to hearing it, and I'm like trying to wrap my mind around like what's death? Like, and I turned to the people I'm playing tag with my cousins and them, and I'm like, you know what's death? He like, I don't know. Tag you it and take off running. And I remember in that moment I was like, yeah, it's something the kids don't understand. Like the ones my age don't understand something that they understand. And ever since then, it was like I kind of gave up on trying to do all that kitty shit. That shit went out the window for me. Like, so you gotta understand, I grew up fast. Like, life kind of put me in this position where I had to grow up quick. If it wasn't watching out for my uncle, it was kind of having to be an adult for the adults who wasn't paying attention for themselves. So I never really got a childhood. And shit, I mean, it's a lot that's mixed up in there that I could go over, but it's not really about that. The real story is like it took a lot for me to really develop into the point to where I am today. You know, I don't work ass load of jobs that didn't really mean shit, that really didn't get no bottom of the means. I thought at one point in my life I could work myself up the corporate ladder, and everything I'm going over and I'm saying like I'm gonna do breakdown videos. That's why I'm not really trying to keep doing all that all question after question. Like I'm really trying to give it to y'all like how it is, and so like later on I got so much content and so many videos I'm gonna come in and do like live streams and break stuff down and do it piece by piece and give everybody what they need and stuff like that. But it's like it's a lot that went into me developing into where I am today and why I want to do all my like my comedy and stuff now, like my music and stuff now. But really it's like I'm in position to do everything. I got everything I need. I got cameras, I got computers, I got everything. One thing I'm missing out on is really like building up my team. I wish I had OQP, only quality people around me. And y'all look up Les Brown. Shout out my boy Les Brown. Les Brown, one of the real big motivators that really helped change my mindset and to think different. So shout out Les Brown, only quality people, OQP. Anytime I reference OQP, understand I'm saying only quality people. But I wish I would have sat back and built up OQP better around me. And I'm just kind of in a position in my life to where it's like, it's so much stuff going on around me, and I realize I'm not getting no younger. I really want to get out there and start doing more. I want to offer more to the community. You know, I feel like if I sit back and I just keep living in my life in the shadows, someday I'm gonna leave this place just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be done rob so many people of the blessings that I got to be able to give to the world. And that don't mean necessarily finances. There could be, I could change the mind of somebody who have the means to go get the finances and change the world. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always about you. I understand the bigger picture now more than ever in my life. I want to enjoy the process of building art. For so long, I was so worried about making sure that I would be able to create perfect art that I lost touch of just making art. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm at a point in my life to where I got everything I really need and everything I want. And I'm mentally where I need to be able to get out here and do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't lost enough to where it's like I realize like the years ain't never gonna get no easier. You know, if I keep going at the path that I'm going at, I'm gonna mess around and get to where I want to be. But everybody that I worked so hard to get there, to have good times with, gonna be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like a piece of that live in all of us. Like a lot of us wait to try to make stuff perfect in order to create a situation where we can have a good time with the people we love instead of creating it actually. And I just don't want to die full. You know, like a lot of y'all may look at this and really not understand what I'm saying when I say that, but I've been dealing with death since I was a young boy. You know what I'm saying? And I recently lost my pops, and that's like one of the big pushes that really got me out here to be like, life is hell. Life is a bitch, you know. But if life gonna be hell, you know, I want to give it hell too. You know what I'm saying? I want to live too. Like I never really I was so focused on building this business and building the company and building up everything, I never took the time to actually go live and create it. You know, and it took me a long time to really get to the point to where I could admit that. And I think a large part of me gave myself the excuse that as long as I was working on building it up in the infrastructure, then I never had to present myself to the world because I was still building. But I don't want to be the person who just build forever and look over his shoulder and realize like, well, I used to have dreads when I used to do them videos, and now I got a bald spot. You know, sometimes I think we imagine a perfect situation so bad to where we freeze ourselves up from creating it. And I don't want to be that person when I'm on my deathbed looking around at maybe nobody if I don't change the way that I be going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to live a life of selfishness and greed, and you can have 500 cameras and only 30 videos. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand what I'm saying. I'm going to show my monkey ass to the day I die. Because I realize as a man, I'm not the kind of man to get the life he want at a corporate job. They won't give it to me. They won't give me the opportunity to go in there and put on my overcoats and my turtlenecks and my nice chinos. And for a while, I asked myself, why? You know, why I can't do it? Why I can't get a promotion? Why I can't go sit in the office? And maybe I never looked hard enough to go out there and get that office job. Maybe it's one out there somewhere. But you got to understand, since I was young, I was never fortunate with money or the appeal of having it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what got me through the door every which way of my life was always my personality, not necessarily music. That's why I'm so heavy on comedy now, because it's like, if God came down and he was standing in front of me and he told me, you got 24 hours to make a difference in the world, and I'm gonna only leave you with one talent I gave you with, I brought you in this world with, I would choose comedy, because comedy is the thing that I've always did with the least effort. And I used to work at Walmart, and I remember when I worked at Walmart, like, I used to have this long ass line, and like, I'll be truthful, I used to bag slow as hell. Like, I was a slow bagger, and I talked a lot. But what I realized back then was, I told this one dude one time, I was like, hey, you know, she about to open her register open behind me. I was like, but she acting funny. She ain't trying to tell nobody to turn her light on. And I remember, like, now, mind you, my line had at least, I'm not exaggerating, it was at least 13 people waiting in my line. And I remember he was next up in line after the woman I was ringing up. And I remember he was like, man, forget her. He like, I don't care about that. He was like, I'm waiting your line. He like, you funny anyway. I like you. I remember, like, I was sitting there, and I mean, that day followed me and hunt me to this day. Because I always told myself, if I took comedy serious, if I really sat down and really put a price on the tickets to come see me, what could I make? And I don't want to go to my deathbed asking myself, what could I? You know, I don't have to become a billionaire, a millionaire, and I'm not gonna change regardless of how far I go. I'm from a little Hickleberry town. Gastonia, you know what I'm saying? Gastonia, North Carolina. From the 704, no cap. Um, from here on in my life, I don't know what day I'm gonna go, but I don't want fear of somebody misunderstanding me. I don't want lack of resources. I don't want lack of support. I don't want the average things to hold me back in my pursuit of my own happiness anymore. I don't want it to rob the world of my talents anymore. I don't want the distractions in my life to hold me back from being able to present what I'm truly capable of to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I don't did so much behind the scenes. It's no reason for me not to be doing it, not to be getting out here, not to be promoting, every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's on me to get out here and make something happen. So those who see this and y'all know me, I used to just I was a class clown. Like I joked all the time. Like, come fool with me. Like I got a lot of comedy I'm about to start releasing. I got a couple comedy series. I got at least 3 comedy series I got going on. I am looking for local talents. Anybody looking to start doing comedy, they trying to get into the comedy series, hit me up. I'll give you a brief description of what I got going on. We do NDAs, so business first. But hit me up if you're looking to get into comedy, you're looking to do some comedy series. If you're looking to try to help host a podcast, if you have any good ideas on anything going on in the city, like any events, anything like that, start hitting me up because I do pop out and do camera work. We do go live. We pop out and go live. We do it all. So, let me know what's going on, what's shaking in the city, and we about to get to work. I am going to be all over y'all timeline. You will see me a lot. I hope y'all follow me on this journey because it's not just going to be comedy. I'm going to be sitting down with CEOs and business owners. We're going to be talking how to build businesses, how to get business credit, how to keep your business flowing through hard times, how to structure your business, how to get employees. We gonna go over so many topics and things in so many different industries and areas. I'm gonna be tapping in with different barbers and different clienteles of different people to see how they go about business and life and getting all different type of life experiences. I do be feeding the homeless. I don't like promoting that and showing that because I don't feel like that's something you should be. I don't believe in that, but I do feel like they be having stories and stuff like that. So, if I do start popping out and showing y'all when I be out there helping out or they want to hop on or something like that, I'll use my platform to allow them to be able to come out here and give shout outs and talk to people, or probably try to reach out to their families or whatnot. So yeah, tune in and stay in touch with me because there's a lot of content I got going on. And as I go, the more comfortable I get, the more I grow, the bigger I'll be able to shout people out and get their names out there, and I'll be able to put people on in the city. And it's been a long time coming. It took a lot for me to get here. A lot of losses, a lot of lessons, and from here we can only grow. And the biggest lesson I want everybody who see this to learn and walk away from it is there's no better time than today. There'll never be a better time than today. That's why it's called the present. Don't take it for granted. Like, whatever you need tomorrow will come, but what can you do with the day with what you got? And that's my biggest motto going forward in my life. Like, I don't want to use an excuse of what I don't got, because God knows I'm very blessed and fortunate to have the things that I do. So going forward in my life, I want to take advantage of the things that I do have. And I want to build organic, authentic fan bases. And like I say, I want to build a team of OQP. So anybody that's looking to do any cameraman work, anybody that's looking to do any editing work, anybody that's looking to do any type of content librarian work, it's a lot of room that I got on my team to grow and develop. So don't be afraid to reach out and hit me up, because I could use any of the help that I could get to be able to grow. I still don't know how to fully use these live streaming platforms and how to completely use the settings on everything and do. So I'm still learning myself. So anybody that's willing to come on my team and help me grow and develop my brand and in the process, I'm open to, have a conversation. And that's it. This your boy UNCK, and I hope to see y'all in the next video and live stream, and check my content out. I got a lot of stuff about to drop. Be on the lookout for Dead Ass. Be on the lookout for the Neighborhood Watch. I got a lot of stuff coming. Wired Wisdom coming. That's my show about the books. And y'all go buy my books. Look up Patricia Buys. I had a name rather, or I'll drop it in the description, whichever. You'll get it though. But go look my books up. And yeah, Gastonia, Charlotte, Rock Hill, Cleveland County. Y'all be on the lookout.